Hey everyone, James here from Business Success by Design. Welcome to this week's podcast where we help new coaches and consultants get to their first or second six figures in their business. Okay, listen, this week, I'm going to go on a rant. I'm getting a little pissed off about some of the promises that are getting made in the marketplace as it relates to you guys and getting to your revenue goals. It's becoming a nonsense, and we need to get real about what it takes to actually build a coaching business and what you guys need to be doing in order to build your business. And it's not doing anything that some of these other people are telling you to go and do. So, hey, that's what we're going to talk about. If you don't want to hear me rant, don't listen on. But if you want to hear what it takes, stay tuned. Be back in a second.
Welcome to the Business Success by Design podcast, where you'll learn everything you need to know about building a thriving business. This isn't theory. It's hardcore strategies and tactics designed to help you win. Join us as top business coaches, marketers, and business insiders pull back the curtain on what really works in building the business you want and what's just complete BS. You'll get the inside track on how to connect with your audience, build long-term relationships, and be seen as the go-to guy or gal in your space, all while driving insane profits for you and your business. And now, sit back and listen to rockstar host James Lawson, he's the one with a funny accent, and Angela Inzerillo as they go deep, cut through the crap, and get to the core of making your business work for you.
Hey, welcome back. So guys, as I said, this week, a little bit of a rant. I'm guessing that I'm not any different to most of you guys when we look through our Facebook feeds or whatever platform you might be on, and we're seeing all of these ads talking about, by the way, how to get to seven figures in your coaching business. And that's all great and dandy, but for some of you guys that are new in your business, and listen, when we talk about new businesses, what are we really talking about? I'm really talking about maybe you've been in business for a couple of years. Maybe you're stuck below 10K a month. And by the way, that word stuck, I'm going to come back to that in a few minutes. But maybe you are, right? Maybe you're busting your ass and just can't seem to break through that consistent or predictable 10K a month. And listen, we all go through it, right? Just understand that that is something that most of us go through when we start our coaching business. Now, why am I saying this? I think that right now there are promises being made as it relates to you guys building your coaching business that when I look at it, I just go, can't happen. Can't happen. And that isn't because I couldn't make it happen back in the day. I just know that some of this stuff is outside the realm of possibility or even skill set for most of you that are starting your coaching business or your consulting business. Here's the challenge, first and foremost, right? In that building a coaching business has nothing to do with you being a coach. I mean, nothing to do with you being a coach. It has everything to do with you being a marketer first. So most of the new coaches that we work with, one of the biggest challenges that we have with them is getting them to do a mind shift that says, stop worrying about your coaching skills. That's not what you have to work on. What you need to work on first, guys, is work on your marketing skills. And to be able to work on your marketing skills, you need to get clear on a whole range of different aspects of your business, right? So what do I mean by that? Well, most of you, when you start out, I'm going to guess, right? Haven't done this for a while, that you don't have clarity on who your niche is. You don't have clarity on your points of differentiation. You don't have a clear message, because if you don't know your niche, you can't have a message. You probably don't have a model. You haven't solidified one or two really good offers. You probably don't have a program ready to roll, right, that you can talk about that you can make easy to explain and easy for someone else to understand and make it easy for you guys to sell. So there's a whole bunch of stuff that you need to be able to get clarity on before you kind of do anything else, right? Now, I'm not saying that you don't go out and have conversations. You want to have conversations. But part of the challenge that I'm seeing right now is the promises about how fast you can get to, a multiple 6-figure, even 7-figure business. There's actually one, it hits my feed all the time, and every time I see it, my blood pressure just goes through the roof. And I'm not going to tell you who it is. I'm not going to mention the dude's name, but the ad, the Facebook ad, starts with, hey, if you're a coach and you're stuck at 20, 30, 40, or 50K a month, and I go, I don't know anybody in coaching who feels they're fucking stuck at 20, 30, 40, or 50K a month. And I'm pretty sure there's no one listening to this that would feel stuck at 50K a month. Now, let me be absolutely clear, and I do apologize for the F word, but this drives me up the wall. Understand that in the coaching and consulting industry, and it's good, you want to get clear on this, something like 2% or 3% of all coaches make it to $1 million a year. 3%. I'm not saying that you can't be one of the 3%, guys. I am not saying that at all. What I am saying is it would behoove you to get a little bit more clear on what your expectations of your business are. I'm not saying change your goals, right? We don't change the goal. Whatever your goal is, we're not changing the goal. What I am imploring you to do is think a little bit more about the expectation on where you're going to go, how you're going to get there, and the time that it's going to take to get to that point. So this whole conversation that I'm having with you, part of this actually came from one of our group calls where one of our clients was talking about how they've enrolled in this other program. And by the way, it's a program that I'm also in, where basically this company they'll do your website, they give you access to content, all kinds of good stuff. But in joining the program, he was brought in by another coach, and this other coach says, hey, listen, if you do it right and you do what we tell you, you can be at $500,000 in your first year. And I'm like, that is the biggest lie ever that you can tell someone who is embarking on a journey such as coaching and consulting. Are there some people who have done it? Hell, yes, of course there are. But a big part of that really depends on your entry point. Like, how are you coming into the business? Are you starting your coaching and consulting business and you've already got a raft of potential clients in the sidelines waiting to come in because you've done work while you were back in corporate or whatever business you were in, and you've got people lined up? Can you maybe do it then? Yeah, maybe. But let me tell you, if that isn't the case, you're not doing $500,000 in your first year. Even to get to $250,000 in your first year is going to need to do a run rate of about $21K a month. To get to your first 6 figures, about $8,500. Which is why we always say to people, listen, we can get you on a 6-figure run rate in 90 days. Like, we can do that. I can't get you to 250 inside of 12 months. Probably. Because there's a lot of things that have to be done. There's a lot of things that you don't have in place that you need to go work on. So this whole idea, and again, a lot of this, guys, comes back to, I've said this in previous podcasts, on the comparison trap, comparing yourself to other people, looking at other people's success and wondering why you don't have that level of success. None of those people were successful out the gate. None of them. They want you to believe that they've cracked the code now. that they've figured out the fast way to do it, and there might be a smidgen of truth in that. Listen, I'm going to tell you that from our business standpoint, I'm not saying I've cracked the code, but we've kind of found a way to make things happen faster, right? We can contract time, but that's only because Angela and I went through all the shit that most of you guys are going through. So it's less about cracking the code and more about avoidance. Here's the things you need to avoid. Here's the things you want to focus on, right? But it's still not going to happen at the speed of light. But what we are seeing is where it might take you 12 months to get to this point with someone else. We believe that what we're doing, based on our history and our experience and the mistakes that we made, that we can get you probably there in a third of the time. That's all we're saying. So you need to be really, really careful about what you're listening to and the promises that some people are making, right? Go back to this whole thing of the $1 million coach. Is that a bad idea? No. It's not what I wanted. It's not what Angela wanted for our business. We were never in that game. What we wanted was to build a business model that could generate, multiple six figures, but we could do from anywhere. And we've been in the business for 14 years. And it took us that long to get to the point where now we feel we've actually got a good model that works. It didn't happen overnight, right? It didn't. And so many things changed during the time that we were in business, from looking at our niche to our business model to our points of difference. I mean, I didn't even know what made us different up until about 3 years ago, because it's not something that we had kind of looked at and worked on and had been brought to our attention. Luckily, we enrolled in a good coaching program where that was part of the gig, right? Where we looked at these things, and that was, let me tell you, a massive revelation for us to focus on and say, well, what is it? Who do we want to work with? What do we think we're really, really good at? And it wasn't everything, obviously. And what makes us different, right? In our industry, what do we think are our serious points of differentiation? But that took a while for us to get that together. So again, I want to say to you, don't change your goals, right? I'm not asking you to change your goals. I am asking you to temper your expectations based on where you are in your business, where you came from, right? And the level of help that you've had in that journey. Because I can tell you right now, there's no way that we're going to be where we are if we hadn't gotten the help that we'd gotten. It's just that simple. And I'm not saying, guys, hey, come to me, right? I'm your guy, because I may not be a good fit for a lot of you, right? We're very action-orientated at our coaching, right? This is more about me teaching you what to do and how to go get clients. Oh, and by the way, that's the other big thing, right? Nobody ever talks about getting from 50 to 60 to 70, 80K a month, right? Run rate. No one's telling you that the only way to do that is to start forking out money for Facebook ads, right? That's not a number you get to organically. You have to run ads. So yeah, you might get to 50K a month, but you might be paying out 25 to 30K a month in Facebook ads to get to that 50K. So what's your real number? So your real number really is 20K a month with a lot of risk, right? We're very much working on, hey, we'll get to the first or second six figures, but it's all going to be organic, right? We're going to show you how to actually make this happen in a way that's organic. So you're not paying money to Facebook agencies or anything like that. So just understand that when they're using these big numbers, 100% of the time, they're going to be talking about, hey, you've got to run Facebook ads. So if that's your ballywag and you're okay doing that, then fine. But understand that testing alone with some of this stuff is going to cost you many thousands of dollars. And if you don't have at least 10 or 12 clients running right now where you're actually making probably 15 or 20K a month, then you're not in the right place to start doing that. So that's the rant, right? Stop listening to these blowhards who are out there making these wild promises, right? Because everything comes at a cost. Everything comes at a cost. Be smart, right? Reset expectations, temper expectations. Don't reset your goal, right? Your goal is your goal. You still want to aim for that, guys. But think a little bit more about what you have available to you and what you can do in the next 90 days, 180 days, so on and so forth. All right. So listen, that's it for this week. If you have any comments, let me know, right? Let me know if you're finding any of these Facebook ads hitting your stream, right? Hitting your feed that you look at and you go, yeah, this person's just blowing smoke. I promise you, we don't blow smoke here at Business Success by Design. We've been through it. We know exactly what you need to be doing. And we also know how long it's going to take. And by the way, building your coaching business is going to take much longer than you think it is. It just will, right? And accept it. That's how it is. Just be smart and just work through it. All right, guys, thanks so much for tuning in. We will be back with you next week. All right, take care.